It's week 2 of the NFL season, and there are some great matchups this week. But first, let's see how I did in week 1. In week 1, I went 10-6 on my predictions. Starting off the week on Thursday Night Football is the Minnesota Vikings, who are 0-1, versus the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 1-0, and are currently favorited by 7 points. In week 1, Kirk Cousins had 344 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And Justin Jefferson had 9 receptions for 150 yards. And for the Eagles, Darius Slay had a 70-yard pick six. The Eagles are going to win in week 2. Now moving over to Sunday, we have the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 1-0, versus the Buffalo Bills, who are 0-1. The Bills are favored by 9.5. In week 1, Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions, and Stephon Diggs had 10 receptions for 102 yards. And I have the Bills winning. Next, the Baltimore Ravens are 1-0 versus the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 0-1. The Bengals are favored by 3.5 points. In week 1, Joe Burrow only had 82 yards passing, but it was raining the entire game, and I still have the Bengals winning. Next, the 0-1 Kansas City Chiefs versus the 1-0 Jacksonville Jaguars. Currently, the Chiefs are 3-point favorites, but Travis Kelce is questionable, but he should play. And in week 1, Calvin Ridley had 8 receptions for 101 yards and a touchdown for his first game back after his suspension from last year. And Josh Allen had 10 tackles with 3 sacks for the Jaguars. I think this is going to be a very close game and could go either way. But if Travis Kelce plays, I think the Chiefs will win. Next, the 0-1 Chargers versus the 0-1 Titans. The Chargers are 3-point favorites. In week 1, Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions. And for the Chargers, Austin Eckler had 16 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown. The Chargers are going to win, and it could be a blowout. Next, the 1-0 Green Bay Packers versus the 1-0 Atlanta Falcons. The Packers are 1.5-point favorites. Last week, Jesse Bates had 2 interceptions, and Bijan Robinson had a great debut with 10 carries for 56 yards and 6 receptions for 27 yards and a touchdown. And if you want to hear about how other rookies did in their NFL debut this year, please check out my NFL Rookies debut video. But in this game, I have the Falcons winning. Next, the 0-1 Seahawks versus the 1-0 Lions. The Lions are 6-point favorites and will win the game. Next, the 0-1 Colts versus the 0-1 Texans. This should be a very fun matchup between the number 2 overall pick, CJ Stroud, and the number 4 overall pick, Anthony Richardson. They both look pretty good in their first games, but they both have a lot to work on. Right now, the Colts are favored by 1 point, and I have them winning the game. Next, the 0-1 Bears versus the 1-0 Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 3-point favorites and will win the game. Next, the 0-1 Giants versus the 0-1 Cardinals. The Giants are favored by 5.5 points and will probably win the game. Next, the 1-0 San Francisco 49ers versus the 1-0 Los Angeles Rams. The 49ers are favored by 8 points. In week 1, Christian McCaffrey had 22 carries for 152 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. And Drake Jackson had 3 sacks. And for the Rams, Puka Nacua had 10 receptions for 119 yards, and Tutu Atwell had 6 receptions for 119 yards. I think this will be a very good game, and I have the 49ers winning it. Next, the 1-0 Jets versus the 1-0 Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored by 9.5 points. In week 1, Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles and will be out for the season. And Jordan Whitehead had 3 interceptions. And the Cowboys beat the Giants 40-0. I have the Jets with the huge upset. Next, the 1-0 Washington Commanders versus the 0-1 Denver Broncos. I have the Broncos winning. Next, the 1-0 Miami Dolphins versus the 0-1 Patriots. In week 1, Tua had a great game, with 466 yards passing, 3 touchdowns and an interception. And Tyreek Hill had 11 receptions for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Mac Jones also had a good game with 316 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. And Kendrick Bourne had 6 receptions for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Patriots. But the Miami Dolphins will win. Moving over to Monday Night Football, the 1-0 Cleveland Browns versus the 0-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. In Week 1, the Browns showed they have a great defense by holding the Bengals to just 3 points and 142 total yards. And Nick Chubb had 18 carries for 106 yards. And also the Browns lost their right guard, Jack Conklin, for the season to an ACL and MCL tear. And for the Steelers, TJ Watt had 3 sacks. But the Browns will win. Next, the 1-0 Saints versus the 0-1 Panthers. The Saints are favored by 3 points, but the Panthers will win. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Goodbye.